Good morning, everyone. Oh, let me turn my AirPods off on my laptop. Don't know if they're on my. We'll see. I thought I'd start. Excuse me. I thought I'd start off the video again with this. If you like this, let me know. If you really don't like it, and because I was sort of thinking I could read the page at the start of every video, just because I think it could be nice. But if you really don't like it, please let me know, because I want people to obviously engage with and enjoy the videos. And if you're not getting past the first minute, then it's not going to happen, because these aren't going to be the focus of the video most of the time. February 28th, when you lose control. The soul is like a bowl of water, and our impressions are like the ray of light falling upon the water. When the water is troubled, it appears that the light itself is moved too, but it isn't. So, when a person loses their composure, it isn't their skills and virtues that are troubled, but the spirit in which they exist. And when that spirit calms down, so do those things. It's by the same person as yesterday that I couldn't pronounce. You messed up a little, or maybe you messed up a lot. So, that doesn't change the philosophy that you know. It's not as if your reasoned choice has permanently abandoned you. Rather, it was you who temporarily abandoned it. Remember that the tools and aims of our training are unaffected by the turbulence of the moment. Stop. Regain your composure. It's waiting for you. I like that. I think that's really nice. I'm just going to reflect on it for a second. I guess I could link it to today's video actually, about calming down and regaining your composure. So today I really don't know when these are actually connected to my phone, but I wanted to talk about, what was it again? I'm trying to think of the title. Living in the present. So I did a part 2. Well, I did what was initially part 1. Oh, got a bit of a spot there. Well, I knew that already. But yeah, so I have now made a video that was weeks ago when I first kind of started out-ish, very early into my YouTube, which I did on mindfulness. I changed that title to Living in the Present, I think, part 1, partly because part 2, which initially was just like a standalone, Living in the Present, I think that was like 10 days ago maybe, that did really well, and I said that did really well, but like people enjoyed it, I think, and a lot of people watched it, and I thought, well, actually the mindfulness video from before is pretty linked to that anyway, so it might kind of get people engaging with that more, and be more appealing because of a different title. And then today I thought, well, if people are enjoying that kind of video, and it kind of underpins a lot of what I talk about, because, well, I'm a big believer in mindfulness and meditation and being present, so yeah, and I wasn't planning on doing this today, but then I thought, so I did a meditation this morning when I woke up, as I always do, nearly all the time, and it was calm, you know, and I did it on YouTube, and it was being present, and then it was called Symphony, I think, something like that. So it was all about being present through sound and through kind of taking in your surroundings, and that could be like listening to the birds, listening to, for example, now, I don't know if you can hear that, but I can kind of hear the whirring. I think it's the heating, so I've actually got the heating on this morning, and you can do this, I think, a really nice exercise, which I think I've spoken about again before, when you're walking. I think it's very easy to either be in your mind, or like stuck in your head, or listen to music, or just whatever it is, you're not fully present. Not necessarily a bad thing, it really isn't, but if you're feeling quite overwhelmed and anxious, like a different way, although music and things like that can help, I think another interesting way of kind of calming yourself and understanding that you can be in a position of, I don't know, a level of calm and a level of stability when things feel like they're out of control. So yeah, a level of control through the breath and through mindfulness. You can do this by, if you're walking, either listening to a walking meditation. I've done that quite a bit on Spotify or YouTube or whatever you want to use. You can just type that in and it will get you kind of looking at objects around you. Like that could be looking at nature, looking at a tree, depending on where you're at, or a building that's passing, whatever it is, and then just sort of like thinking more about that and thinking about what it means to you, thinking about maybe also like how that inanimate object, or is that the right word? Yeah, is perceiving you, and kind of taking you out of the situation, and thinking, yeah, just I think that's kind of one of the things that it gets you to think about. And also engaging with your senses, like again, what you can see, what you can smell, what you can hear, what you can touch maybe, but I guess if you're walking, but even like the feel of like your feet touching the ground, and like that's literally grounding you, isn't it? And becoming aware of your body in a space, and your body in space, not literally space, but you know what I mean. It's really cool, and I think it really helps me when I'm feeling a bit anxious or stressed. I don't do it that often, but I think like I don't do the walking meditation that often, and do kind of I feel like I'm not as present as I could be when I'm walking, because a lot of the time I'm in a rush to get to work. But I think even just like aside from walking, like in your daily life, being present is also like what comes with that is being present with your surroundings, isn't it? So being present with, again, like that could be like I don't know if you can hear. Yeah, I can hear it. The birds tweeting or singing. I can't think of words sometimes, especially when it's 8 o'clock in the morning and I haven't eaten or had coffee yet. But yeah, I think that's obviously part of being present, as I say, is taking in your surroundings and being sort of like with your breath and finding that inner peace, so that you can then come back to that throughout the day, because I feel like once you are able to understand that you can be in that position despite what's happening externally, despite what's going on with you as well internally, and everything that's going on in your life, if you can reach a level of ease in spite of this and kind of ground yourself in the now, you can then take that on to other aspects of your life. For example, when you're at work and you're in that environment where you're being stressed, and you're being anxious, whatever it is, there's lots of external stimuli, for example. You can then kind of take a second to yourself. That could be like going into the toilet and just breathing, or taking yourself out of the situation, or even just doing it at your desk. You don't have to be kind of like or you don't have to do all of that. Like obviously you can, and it's great, but that can literally just be breathing normally, but breathing intentionally and working with the breath, and sort of like being with your breath and what you can hear, what you can see, what you can touch, what you can, I can't remember the 5 sentences. Yeah, whatever. I think I will stop that there because I'm getting a bit hungry, and I want to make sure I've got time to make a lovely coffee with some coffee beans from my favourite cafe. I think I mentioned when I used that the other day, which my friend very kindly gifted to us. So I'm going to make a lovely coffee with a mocha pot, which will be really exciting. I hope you all have a lovely day, and let me know what you're up to. Also, please let me know whether you enjoy me reading this at the start, because I think I'm a bit hesitant to do that, because if people really don't like this, then if I'm doing that at the start of the video, I'm kind of setting myself up for people to just stop watching in the first 10 seconds because they don't like it, and I really don't want that. So please give me some feedback, because I would hate for people to not actually watch the bit that the video is about because I'm starting it with something they hate. Hate's a very strong word, but yeah. Take care everyone, and be kind to yourself, and be present. Thank you. Bye.